Hey everybody, it's Ryan. I'm going to give you a quick overview of this Nitro Surge Max. Nitro Surge Max. And this is by the company Jacked Factory. They do some things a little bit different, and so I wanted to kind of share what is pretty cool, pretty exciting, pretty effective, for lack of a better word, about this Nitro Surge Max. This is a pre-workout. It has, on the description here, you have a 1 or 2 scoop serving. The serving size, as far as container, is 40. That's referencing 1 scoop. Some things to note that are very different about this pre-workout is, one, it doesn't have a very popular ingredient, and that is caffeine and hydrose. And so caffeine and hydrose is very prevalent in a lot of pre-workouts for whatever reason. It's totally subjective, but it seems that caffeine and hydrose, and everybody's totally different. Everybody's different, so totally subjective, but it seems like a lot of folks develop a tolerance to caffeine and hydrose pretty quickly over time. A couple weeks maybe, if that, and then the dosage really is just kind of ineffective from a caffeine stimulant standpoint. This, zero. There's no caffeine and hydrose in it. So but this, from a 2 serving standpoint, is got upwards of 400 milligrams of caffeine, but it's done in a couple different ways, which mitigates, I would say almost eliminates the creating sort of a tolerance, which is pretty exciting, especially when you're not trying to get a tolerance. Again, totally subjective, but just want to kind of share some things. Organic caffeine from green coffee bean. So if that's important to you, that's what it has in it. 2 scoops is going to get you 300 milligrams. So that's 3 out of the 400. But then you have dicaffeine malate, and that is it's a different type of caffeine, and 2 scoops is going to get you that 100 milligrams. Has the exact same effect of caffeine. It's just a little bit different. And so those two combined is right at 400 milligrams. If you're doing 2 scoops, totally up to the user. But there's some other things that are in here that are very interesting. Besides the quote unquote pump matrix, it has L-citrulline, beta-alanine, and then you have betaine and hydrose, and then you also have huperzine A. Some of these things are related to relaxing the muscles and whatnot to allow blood flow to go through easier. Some of these ingredients have to do with open up like the airwaves to kind of make it easier to take in oxygen, and some other kind of cool benefits. Also some stuff from like mental focus and everything. So when you're in the gym, you're like knocking it out. I mean, you're like totally zoned in. Your phone goes off. You're not even paying attention to it because like you're in the zone, which is definitely a nice plus. Flavor on this is just so happens to be the Cherry Bomb Max. Totally subjective, but as somebody that could really care less, I mean, it's got to like taste like horrible for me personally, not having to want to consume it, but it tastes like cherry. So from mixability standpoint, check this out. Very fine powder, and I mean, because the consistency is so fine, I don't know how they refine it. It mixes very easily, and if this was like in a shaker cup or something, it'd be even easier. This is actually in just a sort of a tall glass, but mixes very, very easily. Taste is on point. Actually, something you can sip, so it doesn't have sort of no bitter taste as far as this flavor is concerned. Just sort of has a cherry flavor to it. So in summary, if you're looking for something that tastes good from a pre-workout standpoint, from a dosage standpoint, from the stim standpoint, you can get upwards, again, in 2 scoops if that's the preference. 400 milligrams of stimulant, not coming from caffeine and hydrose. Again, not caffeine and hydrose, which is pretty cool. Yes, me. Hopefully this answered any question you might have about this very cool, very exciting, and very, I would say, effective pre-workout Nitro Surge, the Max, though. The Max. I don't know if they have just a regular one, but the Max. We'll talk to you soon.